call on Government Orders of the Day numbers 3 to 6.
Gambling Amendment Bill number 3, Committee stage continued. Construction Contracts Amendment Bill, Committee stage continued. Radio New Zealand Amendment Bill, Committee stage continued. Weathertight Homes Resolution Services Amendment Bill, Committee stage.
I declare the House in committee for further consideration of the Gambling Amendment Bill number 3 Bill, the Construction Contracts Amendment Bill and the Radio New Zealand Amendment Bill, and consideration of the Weathertight Homes Resolution Services Amendment Bill. Mr. Chairman.
Speaker.
Members of the House in committee for further consideration of the Gambling Amendment Bill number 3, the Construction Contracts Amendment Bill and the Radio New Zealand Amendment Bill for the consideration of the Weathertight Homes Resolution Services Amendment Bill. Members, we turn first to the Gambling Amendment Bill number 3. When we were last considering this bill, we had breached the debate on the preliminary clauses. The question is that clauses 1 to 3 stand part. I call Adrian Rurapi.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Chair. Speaking to the title, sir, I think this bill could have easily have been called the Gambling, Venue Payment and Other Matters Amendment Bill. And I say that, that we have consistently highlighted the issue of commission payments to venues, and that submitters that had made their submissions argued that these payments would incentivise gambling. So I want to acknowledge the Honourable Peter Dunn for his contribution in the earlier parts of this debate, where he gave us some assurance around the kind of model that he was looking to come under the regulations that this bill empowers. And I did take some comfort from from what he said, that he would not be agreeing to a model that incentivised gambling, and I certainly look forward to the new regulations when they come out, and that's why I say that this bill could have been called the Gambling, Venue Payments and Other Matters Bill. I think I'd like to also refer to the other matters within this bill, and they are wide-ranging. But one of the parts of it is around the grant-making decisions, and those are that is one of the other matters that I would refer to in the title. And I reflect on the contribution that was made by my colleague Jenny Salisa, who highlighted that the number of Class 4 pokie machines in her electorate, the amount of money that was spent within her electorate, and then subsequently distributed outside of her electorate. And I guess one could also name the bill the Gambling Redistribution of Grants and Other Matters Bill as well. Just to highlight, I understand there's not one single pokie machine in Remuera, but distributions from the funds collected through these machines in South Auckland do end up in suburbs in Auckland that do not have pokie machines. And I think the changes that this bill, that this amends within the bill, addresses that issue. So I'm sure the people that, and I've got to say, Mr. Chair, that these are funds that come from people who can, and communities that can least afford having that money go out of their community. So the issues within here, which could be described within a new title, addresses that, and I'm pleased that we see that. Another matter is about strengthening provisions around conflicts of interest. And there were some changes that were agreed to in the Select Committee process, and I'd like to, in this final part of the committee stage, acknowledge the way that the Government Administration Select Committee handled this particular bill. And so those provisions that strengthen, have been strengthened around addressing the issues of conflicts of interest are, in my opinion, very strong. On the deficit side of this bill, and we could have a title that included the lack of measures to address harm caused by gambling, and that was a feature of the submissions on this bill, sir. And so it could well have easily have been included in this. I think that we did hear very clearly the
Mr. Chair, I've just done everybody a great service back home. That was the